The episode opens with a panoramic view of the Shadowlands, a vast, desolate wasteland that stretches endlessly under a sky choked with dark, swirling clouds. The ominous landscape is punctuated by jagged rocks and dead, twisted trees. Lightning occasionally flashes in the distance, briefly illuminating the ghostly terrain. The wolves are mere silhouettes against this bleak backdrop, their figures small but resolute as they march forward. Shadows return. The Fall of Osiris, Chapter 3. Shadows of the past fades in over the scene, accompanied by a haunting, echoing howl that reverberates across the Shadowlands.
We can't turn back now. The ghost is our only hope. Stay close and don't let the shadows in your mind take hold.
Shadow leads the group, Blazefang, Nightshade, and their allied wolves, into the heart of the Shadowlands. The mist that hangs low over the ground thickens as they proceed, clinging to their fur like a second skin. The oppressive atmosphere presses down on them, a tangible weight that seems to sap their strength with each step. Shadow walks at the front, his posture rigid with determination. He knows the Shadowlands are more than just a physical challenge. They are a place where the mind and spirit are tested. His thoughts drift back to Luna, to the promises he made and the burdens he carries. Each step feels heavier, as if the very ground is pulling him down, forcing him to confront the ghosts of his past.
This place gives me the creeps. Feels like something's watching us, waiting for the right moment to strike.
Blazefang's usual bravado is tempered by an undercurrent of fear. His eyes dart nervously around the mist-shrouded landscape, ears twitching at every distant sound. He's fought countless battles, but the Shadowlands are unlike any enemy he's ever faced. Here, his physical strength means little against the unseen forces at play.
The Shadowlands prey on your fears, your doubts. They'll bring your worst nightmares to life if you let them.
Nightshade's tone is even, but there's a shadow in his eyes, a flicker of unease that betrays his own inner turmoil. The Shadowlands remind him of his darkest days, of the demons he thought he had buried long ago. As he speaks, he glances at Shadow, silently wondering if their leader can withstand what lies ahead. Shadow's eyes narrow as he stares into the mist. He can feel the weight of his companion's doubts and fears pressing down on him, amplifying his own. The memories of Luna, the battles he's fought, and the wolves he's lost swirl in his mind. But he can't afford to falter now. The ghost awaits them at the heart of the Shadowlands, and they need his power to stand a chance against Osiris. With that, Shadow presses forward, leading the group deeper into the Shadowlands. The mist thickens, and the landscape becomes increasingly surreal, the twisted trees and jagged rocks seeming to shift and change with every step.
Shadow, why did you leave me? Why didn't you save me?
As they venture further, the wolves begin to feel the effects of the Shadowlands on their minds. The oppressive silence is broken only by the occasional rustle of unseen creatures in the distance. The air grows colder, and the mist becomes so thick that it's hard to see more than a few paces ahead. Suddenly, Shadow hears a voice, soft at first, but growing louder with each step. It's a voice he knows all too well.
You promised to protect me, to keep me safe, but you failed, Shadow. You failed us all.
Shadow freezes, his breath catching in his throat. The voice is so familiar, so real. He turns sharply, but there's no one there, only the swirling mist. His heart pounds as the voice continues, the words cutting deep into his soul. The mist begins to coalesce, forming a vague, ghostly shape that resembles Luna. Her white fur glows faintly in the darkness, but her eyes are empty, devoid of life. Shadow stares at the apparition, his mind racing. He knows it's not real, but the pain in his chest is all too real.
No, you're not real. This isn't real.
But the apparition doesn't waver. It steps closer, its form becoming more solid, more lifelike. Shadow takes a step back, his resolve faltering as memories of Luna flood his mind. Memories of the battles they fought side by side, of the moments they shared, and of the night he lost her. Meanwhile, Blazefang and Nightshade are also facing their own illusions. Blazefang sees the faces of fallen comrades, their eyes filled with blame and disappointment. His usual confidence crumbles as guilt and regret wash over him. He relives every mistake, every life he couldn't save, and it tears at him, shaking his belief in himself. Nightshade, on the other hand, is confronted by the shadowy figure of his father. The figure looms over him, its eyes cold and unfeeling, just as they were the day his father abandoned him. Nightshade feels the old anger and bitterness bubbling to the surface, threatening to consume him. The camera focuses on each wolf in turn, showing their internal struggles as the Shadowlands prey on their deepest fears. But the camera always returns to Shadow, who stands frozen before the ghostly image of Luna. His mind is a battlefield, and he's losing the fight.
You think you can lead them, Shadow? You think you can protect them? You couldn't even protect me.
Shadow's legs tremble and he drops to one knee, his strength sapped by the relentless assault on his spirit. His vision blurs as the mist closes in around him, the world spinning out of control.
Stand, Shadow. Remember who you are.
The ghost's voice cuts through the fog of doubt and fear like a blade. It's clear, powerful, and carries with it a sense of authority that cannot be denied. Shadow blinks, the haze in his mind lifting slightly. He forces himself to stand, though his legs feel like they're made of lead. The ghostly image of Luna fades, replaced by the ethereal form of the ghost himself. He stands tall and regal, his white fur glowing with an inner light that banishes the shadows around him. His eyes, glowing with an otherworldly blue light, lock onto Shadow's, grounding him in the present.
The past is a shadow, but it does not define you. You are Shadow, leader of this pack. You have the strength within you to overcome this trial.
Shadow takes a deep breath, his mind clearing as the ghost's words resonate within him. The weight on his chest lifts slightly, and he finds the strength to stand tall once more. He looks around and sees that Blazefang and Nightshade are also breaking free of their illusions, their eyes clearing as they shake off the shadows that had ensnared them. The camera pulls back, showing the group of wolves standing together, their spirits rekindled. The mist begins to thin, the oppressive atmosphere lifting as the ghost's presence drives back the darkness. With the illusions dispelled, the wolves continue their journey through the Shadowlands, their resolve strengthened by the ordeal. After what feels like hours of walking, they reach the heart of the Shadowlands, a massive stone formation that rises from the ground like a fortress. At the top of this formation stands the ghost, watching them with an air of quiet authority. The ghost's fur is as white as snow, and his eyes glow with a blue light that seems to pierce through the very souls of those who look into them. There's an aura of ancient power around him, a force that commands both respect and awe.
We've come to ask for your help. Osiris has taken the throne and is corrupting the wolf world. We need your strength to stand a chance against him.
The ghost tilts his head slightly, studying Shadow with a gaze that seems to see straight into his heart. There's a long silence, during which Shadow feels as though every part of him is being weighed and measured.
Power alone will not defeat Osiris. He is strong, yes, but it is his will that makes him truly dangerous. Are you prepared to face that will? To confront the darkness not just in him but within yourself?
Shadow hesitates for a brief moment, the weight of the ghost's words sinking in. He knows that this fight isn't just about physical strength. It's about overcoming the fears and doubts that have plagued him since Luna's death. It's about proving to himself that he can be the leader his pack needs.
I am. I'll do whatever it takes to protect my pack and our world.
The ghost regards Shadow for a few moments longer, then nods, a faint smile playing at the edges of his lips. He steps down from the stone formation, his movements graceful and almost otherworldly. As he approaches, the air around him seems to shimmer with energy.
Then I will aid you. But remember, Shadow, the battle ahead is as much within you as it is against Osiris. Do not forget who you are.
With the ghost's acceptance, a wave of relief washes over Shadow and his comrades. The wolves exchange glances, their spirits lifted by this new ally. But they all know that this is only the beginning. The real battle still lies ahead, and it will test them in ways they can't yet imagine. Shadow and his allies have faced their fears and gained a powerful new ally, but the journey ahead will push them to their limits. Will they be strong enough to face Osiris and reclaim their world? The battle is far from over. Stay tuned for the next chapter of Shadow's return. If you're ready to continue this journey, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Your support fuels our fight. Let's take back our world together.